What's up, everyone? This is Jay from the Crypto Art coming back to you once again with more bullish cryptocurrency news for beginners in 2021. Now, in today's topic, I'm going to be talking about whether the bull run is over or not. And I personally do not believe that it is over. However, there are certain signs that are showing that, maybe they could start pulling back starting next month. But before I even get started with that, let's get started with the main indicators, all right? And it's not here. Cool. Let us check the other one. Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. First up, we got the Unholy Trinity by Gregory Mannarino. Oh boy, come on, man. All right, so we got the 10-year yield over here. Still fairly stable. Good. That negative sign is a positive sign for the stock market. Moving forward, wait for it to stop. Okay, so we close with a weaker dollar, and that is definitely a positive sign for the stock market. And crude oil should be propped up after that war. I mean, what's happening in Israel. So, yeah, okay. So, crude oil is in the positives, which is definitely a good sign for the market. So, just based on those three indicators alone, which 10-year yield stable and lightly in the negatives, which is a positive sign, you got the weaker dollar happening, and then you have a positive crude oil. All those three is basically saying we're going back up, and we did take a get a pullback just recently. Bitcoin suffered, or the whole entire market actually for this whole entire week suffered a couple times. It was a very volatile week. We had Elon Musk stating that Tesla is not going to be accepting Bitcoin temporarily because of the whole climate change and energy efficiency, and that pretty much made a big correction in the whole entire market, and it happened really quickly as well. And then we started recovering from that on Friday, and then all of a sudden we get a pullback again. So with all these three indicators, they're basically saying we're going back up. Now remember, guys, we have CME opening again tomorrow, so do keep in mind that we might go lower or we might go up. Okay, and we also have backed next week, which is going to expire, and that it will give us a slight pullback as well. And then the last week of this month, we do have CME, which is basically one of the biggest manipulators when it comes to this space. And yes, they are in the business of making their clients money, so do not expect them to be on your side. They are there in the business of taking your money so that way their clients profit. Now, moving forward, let's check the repos, and there are none today. So that means no extra money from the repo market. Now, moving forward, let's just check the coin market cap, see how the cryptocurrency market is. And as you can see, current market cap right now is 2.25 trillion. That is slightly bit lower compared to where it was the entire week. It was around 2.5, and then it started dancing around 2.4, 2.3, and the fact that it closed lower means, you know what, we have room to grow. And if you take a look at the volumes, 213 billion as well. So the impact that will make is that the market could either go down with that kind of volume or up with that kind of volume. There are other indicators to watch out, and I'll tell you. First, let's talk about the Bitcoin dominance. Slightly going up a bit, but however, it's still at 40%. And that is definitely a good sign for the alts, because that means more alts, are going to get pumped. And we have Ethereum dominance slightly going down. It was at 20% the couple hours ago, and now it's at 19.59. So that is a really good sign for the alts. You guys have no idea. All right, so when it comes to checking indicators to understand where the market is going, another thing to note is Tether. Whenever the stable coin is showing signs of negativity or red, that means they're pulling stable coins out of their bag and then putting it into the assets, and you will start seeing an appreciation in prices on these assets. And of course, you have guys or like cryptocurrencies like XRP, Cardano. I think Polkadot as well is making a move. Reason being is because there's news around them. We have that news about energy efficiency, and as well as Polkadot is having its event. In terms of energy efficiency, we have XRP and Cardano as being one of the top solid projects that can definitely replace Bitcoin in terms of transaction fees, the amount of, or just energy efficiency in general. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about that in this topic. What I'm going to talk about is whether this bull run is over or not. Okay, now let's get over to the actual article. All right, now, Market Watch. When it comes to following the money, I would highly suggest that you guys or everyone follows the Fed. Reason being is because these guys are the ones that control the money supply. So it doesn't matter if, let's say, some millionaire or some celebrity talks about or supporting a certain company or crypto. If the Fed does not support that crypto, I will not follow that crypto, regardless of what that celebrity thinks. Reason being is the Fed has the most money. All right, so in this article, they're basically saying that easy money policy, they're not going to stop it. So that means there's going to be more free money being given around, not just to the people, but as well as other central banks and all, of course, the stock market and the crypto market. All right, so let's see what they have to say at the very end. Meanwhile, Jerome Powell is the most dovish Fed chairman in history, insisting on maintaining an easy policy stance as inflation pressures build. That's what Siegel said. The bump in the road for the market will come when the Fed finally realizes it has to react and begins to pull back. So, guys, we do have the narratives being built up on rising rates, and what a rising rate will do is definitely have a negative impact in the stock market because they're gonna have to like balance things out. So that means they're gonna have to pull profits out and then pay certain things. I just I don't want to get into the super technical details on how it's done. I'm just basically giving you a layman's term of my understanding of it. Okay, because I don't want to throw out all these mumbo jumbos in front of you guys. You guys are just gonna basically going to be like, what the heck is Jay talking about? All right, so moving forward, Fed officials this past week reiterated their expectation that inflation will surge in coming months thanks to pent-up demand for goods and services and supply bottlenecks, but will fade over the longer term. Powell and other policymakers have said it's too early to begin thinking about withdrawing monetary support until labor market is more fully recovered from the pandemic. Now I find that really funny, guys, because the labor market is what do you call it? It has less people working in there now because, well, the government is giving people free money. So people would rather just stay at home, get that free money rather than busting their butts off and work, getting less money or equal money. It only makes sense that way. And these guys understand that, which is why they started um, taking all this technology and replacing humans with it. So while humans are staying at home, enjoying their free money or doing work at home, what's actually happening in the background in those companies is that they're testing out all these different technologies and they found that technology can definitely replace people. Okay, they're more efficient. They don't complain like people do, and they don't need to sleep or take breaks. These guys will operate 24/7. So in terms of efficiency for the company will definitely prefer to have robots instead of humans because humans are just uh, not logical enough, I guess, compared to the robots. And robots just don't complain; they just do the work what they were designed to do. All right, and also another thing is that all these different narratives that are happening around the Fed or these people, they're always going to be saying, oh, you know what, think over here, okay? Don't worry about the stuff that's happening on the other side. I just want you to think over here, and yes, everything will be okay. No, not everything will be okay. With all these free money going around, it's only a matter of time when people get fed up with all these lockdowns. They're gonna start heading out during the summer because it's hot, and all that free money is going to be going towards goods and services. And also, you guys gotta understand that with the bottleneck that's happening with the supply chain, or the supply chain being disrupted, that means there's going to be less supply. So the supply of those items are naturally going to up in price because, well, the demand is there. However, the supply can't complement their demand. So in order to combat that, they're just naturally going to have to prop up the price, right? And that's how inflation starts. When all these people are moving their money around to the economy, the CPI, or Consumer Price Index, will just naturally go up. And in order for the world to combat the rising inflation rate, what they're going to have to do in the very end is to give the people more money, more money, and more money. So imagine what that's going to do to the stock market, guys. But that's not going to happen right now, okay? What we're going through right now is just the turbulence, okay? We got to go through the bear market first, and then near the end of the year is when we'll get that shooting, skyrocketing inflation rate going up. And yes, the stock market will be inflated. Now, in terms of the current state of the market now, it is very turbulent. Um, all these narratives are definitely making the markets react. They are doing pullbacks here and there. They are also moving money around the world so that way they can build the fourth industrial revolution. And yeah, that's all I had to say today, guys. The market is not over. I mean, the bull market is not over, or bull run is not over, I should say. We are, however, close near the peak. So do keep that in mind. And yes, I will keep trying to look at the market, keeping you guys informed so that way you make the right moves, or the better moves, I should say. That's more beneficial to you. All right. And that's all I pretty much have for this video. And I will be making other videos today, but that's all I have for this one. All right. Thank you guys for listening. If you did enjoy what you were listening to, just press like and subscribe. Also, share the video too. See how that goes. Maybe someone's going to benefit from you sharing my thoughts. All right. And also, I do have a Patreon, so if you want to get VIP seats when it comes to getting data, like maybe getting crypto picks that can make you money, then definitely do think about joining my Patreon, because that's where I share my money making crypto picks. All right. So I'll see you there in the other side of the crypto arc. Take care, guys.